This meeting is being recorded.
Good afternoon, doctor. My name is Chong Jun Hong and my teammate is Tojun Jie. So today I'm going to present the demo video for part 2C for lab 3. Okay. So at the beginning of the program, I set the start probe so that I can look back at the end. So first we'll call CLRSR, which clear the screen. Then display the message 1, which is the menu for the program. Okay, after that, we'll call the message 2, which to print the select input, the input option for the user. Then after that, we will go to the read input option, which is the program will read input from the user. So after reading input, if you jumped to the valid, which is here, if the input is a carry, which is an integer. So if it's not an integer, it will continue the program and go into the invalid, where the invalid input, the message, which is this one, will be printed on the screen and tell user that the input is invalid, so that will continue and jump back to the read input option, where user is required to input again the input. So okay, if the condition is valid, you jump to valid, then they will move the EAX, where the inputs entered by user just now into the variable decimal number in option. Then it will move 1 to the EBX, then compare, and then it will move, before compare, it will move the option of given by the user into the EAX, then compare the EAX with the EBX. So if it is, the both are equal, it will jump, both are equal, jump equal, it will jump to the parameter hex look at with the first program. So if it's not equal, the program will continue. So the program will move 2 into the EBX, then the same, move the user option into the EAX, then compare EAX with EBX. So if the user input is 2 and it is equal, it will jump to the second program. Okay, if the user option is not 2, so it's not equal, it will the program continue and jump back to the invalid. So yeah, jump back to invalid and user is required to enter input again. Okay, so if the first input is valid, okay, we jump to the program 1. The first program, which is the prayer hex. So at here, first the screen is clear, then the message 3 and message 4.1 is printed. Okay, message 3 and message 4.1. So this is the menu, I mean the title. Then 4.1 is the message to ask user to input for the site for hexagon 1. Okay. So after the input 4.1, it will ask user to input the, okay, after ask user to input, the user input that's stored in AIX just now will be moved into the decimal number in hex 1. Then it will remove the offset, right? The message 4.2, which is ask user input the second hexagon site, will be printed on the screen, then ask user to read user input again. Then user input, there's input in AX, will be moved into the another variable, decimal number in hex 2. After that, we'll move 6 into the ECX. Okay, since ECX will act as the counter. So okay, after, which means the loop loop here will loop 6 times. Okay, so when going to the loop as hex, in this loop, the side of the hexagon will be, the perimeter of each hexagon will be calculated. So first, I will move this, the first side of the hexagon 1 into EAX, then move the side 2, the side of hexagon 2 into EBX, then loop again. And this loop will loop for 6 times. So after that, after the loop is loop for 6 times, the parameter for the first hexagon is in EAX already, so we move the value of EAX into the sum hex side 1. Then we move the value in the EBX, which is the parameter of the hexagon 2, into the sum hex side 2. So at here, if you move, okay, we'll call offset, move the message 5.1 and print it. Yeah, and print it on the screen. The message 5.1 is 5.1. Yeah, it's the result of the parameter hexagon 1 and 2. Okay. After printing it, we'll move the sum to the EX. Then we'll call write decimal, which is print the number in the EX onto the screen. Then we'll move the parameter of hexagon 2 into EX, then call again the write dec, which is print the decimal number onto the screen. So after that, we'll move the message 5.2 to EDX and print it on the screen. Okay, message 5.2 is the total parameter. So the printing the message, okay, we will add the sum hex site 1 to EAX, since just now EAX already contained the sum hex 2. So now inside the EAX, it will contain the total parameter of hexagon 1 and hexagon 2. After that, we'll call write dec, okay, which print the decimal number inside the EAX onto the screen. Okay, so after that, okay, we'll call print this message, which is ask user either they want to write this one. str, yeah, this one is want to back to menu or want to exit the benchmark. If, okay. So we will read user input, read the character, and the character is moved into the character in. So the character Y, which is Y, it's a Y, will be moved into BL, and the character in just now, input by the user, will be compared with the Y. So if the character input by the user is equal to the character Y, so it will jump back to the start program, which is to the main menu. So if it's not equal, it will move on. Then it's compared if you move the character n first into the BL, then compare the character input with the character n. So if it is equal, it will jump to the exit program. Okay, the exit program here, if you print out the str_by, which is thank you by, and then you print on the screen, then exit the program. Okay, so we move on to the okay, if the user input is 2, we will go to the program number 2. Okay, which the call sum out. So first is we'll clear off the screen, then print the message 6, which is the menu, which calculate the sum. Okay. After that, it will move 6 to ECX. So for the loop L1 to loop 6 times. So at the loop L1, we move this integer input message, which is to get user input. Okay. Call read dec to get user input, then the user input in the EX will be moved into the hello array. So here is EBX. So since, okay, EBX first is set to 0, so add 4 to EBX will enable user to move the user input into the next integer, the next element in the hello array. Okay, so after the loop 1, okay, we'll move 3 to the counter, to the ACX, which means the L2 will loop by 3 times. So L2 is used to calculate the sum of the even index. Okay, so a 0 will be moved to EBX first. So the first loop, it will move the first element, which is 0 element, into the EAX, then add the EBX by 8, which indicate the next 2 element, then loop again, add to EAX. So after the loop 2 is completed, the value in the EAX is moved into the sum even. Okay, so same is repeated for the odd sum of the odd. So same loop 3 times, but the 4 is moved to EBX so that the first value added is the second, which is the first element of the element index 1 of the array. Okay, so same next to integer, and then the sum of the sum in the EX is moved into the sum odd. So after the loop, it will print the result message, and print the result message even. Okay, here. It will move the sum even into the EX, then write that to print the decimal number in the EX. After that, okay, the message str results odd. Same at the sum, move the sum odd into the EX, then write that to print the integer value in the EX, the decimal value in the EX. So after the printing of the result, okay, we'll come to the same, which is ask user either they want to back to the menu or end the program. So it will be the same user input. So compare the input the input user entered to determine either back to the menu or exit the program. Okay. So now I will try to run the program according to the example in the lab sheet. Okay. Okay, the main menu is displayed. So first I will choose the option 1. Okay, then according to the example, length is 21, then 32 for the second. Okay, so this is the parameter. So I will go back to the menu by pressing Y. Okay, so now I will choose the option 2. Okay, so according to the example, 20, 25, 30, 37, D and 43. So the answer do match the example. So now I'll go back to the menu to show the invalid input. So if I input 3, you print invalid input and enter again. So like if I input like L, it also will give invalid input. So I'll press 1 again. So it will go to the first program. Like 23, 23. Okay, if I want to end the program, will need to press N and the program is ended. So I think that's all for the video, for the demo video for the lab 3 part 2C. Thank you.